There are moments in life when you look at your reflection and can't recognize who you've become. Your eyes have stories that words could never carry. You wake up every morning carrying invisible weights, memories that ache, mistakes that echo, people that left. And somewhere inside, a whisper begins, I'm broken. But what if I told you you are not broken? What if I told you this pain you feel is not destruction, it's transformation? You see, when a seed breaks open underground, it looks like chaos. The shell cracks, the inside spills out, darkness presses from every side. But that's the only way life can begin. If the seed refuses to break, the tree never grows. Maybe the same is true for you. Maybe what you call broken is what life calls becoming. The fire that burned you wasn't meant to end you, it was meant to reveal the gold hiding beneath the ash. The tears that fell weren't weakness, they were washing away what no longer belonged. We live in a world obsessed with perfection, filtered smiles, curated happiness, fake confidence. But real strength is born in the moments when no one is watching, when you fall apart and still whisper, I'll try again. So if you feel like you're shattering, remember this. Glass breaks because it's fragile, but stars collapse because they're creating light. What you're feeling might not be your end, it might be your becoming. Take a breath. Don't run from the ache. Don't label yourself as broken. You are sacred clay in divine hands. The pressure, the pain, the cracks, they're shaping you into something the world has never seen before. Sometimes we think being broken means we've failed. We imagine that strong people never shatter, that wise people never cry, that confident souls never doubt themselves. But that's a lie. Even mountains crack. Even oceans break against the rocks. Even the sky carries scars of thunder. Brokenness is not the absence of strength, it is the birthplace of it. When life fractures you, it doesn't take your power away. It gives you the chance to discover the kind of power that comfort could never teach. Think about it. When did you truly grow? Was it when everything was smooth, or when you were forced to stand again after falling? Growth never comes wrapped in peace. It arrives disguised as pain. The reason you feel exhausted is not because you're weak. It's because you're transforming. The old version of you is dying, and birth is never gentle. Your mind fights change the way your lungs fight underwater. But transformation always begins with suffocation before it becomes breath. So when you ask, why me? Maybe life is whispering back, because I knew you could handle the fire. When gold enters the furnace, it screams before it shines. It resists the heat before it realizes that every degree of pain is burning away what was never pure. You're in that same fire, not to destroy you, but to reveal you. Don't curse the pain, study it. Pain is an honest teacher. It doesn't flatter, it doesn't lie. It points directly to the part of you that still needs healing. When you learn to listen instead of escape, you begin to understand your own heart. The cracks in you are not proof that you are damaged. They are proof that light has found a way in. Every heartbreak, every disappointment, every failure is carving out space for something more beautiful to live inside you. One day you'll look back and realize that the night you thought would never end became the reason you now shine in daylight. Your tears watered the soil where your next victory will bloom. There comes a point when you stop asking when will the pain end and start whispering, what is this pain trying to create in me? That moment is the doorway to transformation. Every sacred thing in the world was once ordinary, until it was touched by fire, pressure, or time. A diamond is just carbon that stayed in the dark long enough to understand who it really was. Gold is just metal that agreed to be melted so its impurities could leave. Even the pearl, shining in perfection, begins as a wound inside a shell. Your soul is no different. The suffering you carry is not random. It's the sculptor's hand shaping your divine design. Each heartbreak, each disappointment, each season of silence is chiseling away the layers that never truly belonged to you. You are being stripped not of your worth but of your illusions, of fear, ego, and limitation. And yes, it hurts. Transformation always does, because to become sacred, you must first let go of what is safe. You must release the familiar pain that has become your comfort blanket. You must walk into the uncertainty of growth without any guarantee of who you'll be on the other side. That's faith, not the blind belief that everything will be easy, but the fierce trust that every storm is cleansing your path. The fire you're in now is holy. It's refining you, not punishing you. Close your eyes for a second. Feel the weight in your chest. That heaviness is not the end. It's the presence of something powerful being born. Your spirit is expanding, your vision is widening, your capacity for compassion, wisdom, and love is deepening beyond imagination. The version of you that once chased approval is fading. The one who doubted every dream is dissolving. And in their place, a new you is rising, grounded, luminous, unshakable. When you finally emerge from this transformation, people will see your glow and call it strength. But you will know it was sacred surrender. It was the courage to kneel in the fire and still believe in light. So don't rush your healing. Don't demand the flower to bloom before its season. Stay in the soil a little longer. Miracles take time to mature. You're not lost. You're becoming whole in a way the world cannot yet understand. Every ending carries a quiet beginning inside it. After the storm, the world never returns to what it was. It becomes something entirely new. The same truth moves within you. When you survive what once destroyed you, you don't go back to being who you were. You evolve into the person you were always meant to be. Rebirth isn't a single moment, it's a slow unfolding. It starts the day you stop searching for the old version of yourself and begin honoring the one that's emerging. The pieces you lost are not coming back, and that's not tragedy, that's freedom. Because now you get to rebuild deliberately. Look at your scars. They are not reminders of suffering, they are maps of wisdom. They show you the paths that lead nowhere so you won't wander there again. They remind you of the strength you never credited yourself for. They whisper, you made it through the nights you thought would kill you. When you stop viewing your pain as training, everything shifts. You understand that every heartbreak made your love more authentic. Every rejection sharpened your direction. Every loss carved room for gratitude. And now that you've been refined, what will you do with it? This is the moment life expects you to give back what it taught you. Not through sermons, but through the quiet power of your being. When people see you, they should feel hope without you saying a word, because your calm will become their courage, your story will become their mirror. Purpose isn't found in applause or achievement, it's revealed in service. The sacred always flows outward. When you begin to lift others who are drowning in the same pain you once faced, the circle of transformation completes itself. You were broken so you could understand what it means to heal. You were emptied so you could learn how to pour love without conditions. So rise, not as who you were, but as who you were meant to be. Walk gently, speak truthfully, love fearlessly. The world doesn't need another perfect person. It needs souls who have touched darkness and still choose to shine. Rebirth is not loud. It doesn't arrive with trumpets. It begins quietly in moments when you decide to forgive, to try again, to hope once more. That's how the sacred life begins, in small, invisible choices that slowly rebuild the temple of your heart. There will come a morning when you wake up and the air feels different. The pain that used to crush your chest will feel lighter, not gone, but changed. It will no longer define you, it will remind you. You'll look back at everything that tried to break you and realize none of it succeeded. Yes, it wounded you, yes, it changed you, but it could not destroy you. Because somewhere inside, even when you were shattered, there was a small, defiant spark whispering, not yet. And that whisper was sacred. You see, every great soul in history carried that same whisper. The heroes you admire were not fearless, they were simply faithful in the fire. They were built, not born. They bled, they doubted, they fell, but they refused to let their pain become their identity. So when you rise, rise slowly. Don't rush out of your ashes, walk through them. Let them remind you of what you've overcome. Let them teach you how fragile and beautiful being human truly is. The world will try to label you too emotional, too sensitive, too late, too lost. But they don't know what it takes to carry light after darkness. They don't know what it costs to rebuild yourself from dust and still choose kindness. You've been tested not to show your weakness, but to reveal your divine endurance. The universe never wastes pain, it repurposes it. And now it's your turn to shine, not because everything is perfect, but because you no longer need it to be. Your story will become a sanctuary for others. Someone out there right now is praying for the kind of strength you're building. When they hear your voice, when they see your calm, they'll find hope again. So rise, quietly but powerfully. Rise not to prove the doubters wrong, but to prove your soul right. Rise with the humility of someone who knows the darkness, and the courage of someone who no longer fears it. Rise as living proof that broken things can still become holy, and when you look in the mirror again, you won't see the same person who once whispered, "I'm broken." You'll see someone sacred, someone who survived, learned, transformed, and chose love anyway. You'll smile not because life is easy, but because you finally understand. Every scar, every tear, every silence was part of the divine design. You were never broken. You were being remade, and now you are ready to live not as a survivor, but as a light.